Hi everyone, welcome to this Christmas memory book. Originally this was supposed to be a continuation of the flip through video, but then I decided to just do a separate walkthrough video and then start in this video with the tutorial. So this is Make-A-Wish from Stamperia. I'll have a link down below to Scrap and Create where you can pre-order. It may be called something else this year, but it's the same collection. And I will also have a link down below to the original tutorial on Stamperia's site. Not their site, but their YouTube channel. And a link down below to the cutting guide for this project. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the cover, you are going to have to refer to my original video, the last one. And I'll link it right here to make your cover, because I record on my phone and my phone just didn't record it. So I'm sorry about that. But it's exactly the same as what we did in the previous video. And I show you in a few seconds, I'll show you exactly how it looks, but let me just turn it over so you can see. And then once you've got your cover made, come back here and keep going and we'll make this one. But watch the first few minutes so you have an idea of the papers I used. So sorry about that. So stay tuned and let's get going. All right, let us get started. I want to show you where we're at. This is falling. So this is the journal version of this that we did. You've already seen the walkthrough of this one. You may need to refer to this tutorial and I will link it because I did record making this cover, but I don't have a camera. I use my phone and my phone is old. And it stopped recording after like 10 minutes, so I didn't get enough to show you. However, up to the point where I'm at right now, everything is the same as this one. So you can refer to this one for how to get your cover done. The other thing I wanted to show you, in case I didn't in the walkthrough, is when I made this one, excuse me, I mentioned in the original tutorial that Sarah had put gold wax along the edges, you know, like inking, but with gold wax. I didn't have any at the time, but I did get some. She used Stamperia, but I used this Alchemy Vintage Gold wax. It's like a cream, easy to use, and I'll link it down below. And I really love how it looks. It's very soft. I'll use some of it somewhere here. I've already used some, so you can see, but I just squeezed a little onto a scrap and then dipped my finger in it and then just rubbed it on the edge. So this is where we're at now. So again, to get to this point, watch this tutorial and get your cover made. So you will be, I'm going to show you how to do these pages, but you'll have, you know, use that tutorial to get to this point where you have your cover made. And then I have decorations for the covers that I have not glued on. I was going to do that on camera with you. So let me do that because them falling around is driving me crazy. So let's do that. This one, okay, so this is the inside. This is the front cover. And this is the back cover. Now, one thing, let me show you. Hang on. Let me just go back in here. One of these, which one? I think it's this one. Yes, this one. I used the front cover of I have the 22 sheet collection of Make-A-Wish, and I used the front cover to cut that piece because the inside of it has these trees. There's another piece with the trees that has plain stars, and that's what I used for this one. Okay, just so you're aware. And there is a cutting guide, and the measurements are all the same for the cover as the one I just showed you. Okay, I think we've caught up. I want to glue these down. Oh, I don't know what that was. And you can see on this one on the cover, I'm not putting glue all the way to the outer edge. I don't know if I would need it or not, but just in case I want to tuck something under there. I'm not sure how much embellishing I'm going to do. I just think the cover is beautiful as it is. So I may not even add anything else, but just in case. I'm giving myself the opportunity. There's that. And I am going to sew the pages in this one the same way that I did on the other one, but we'll do it together. Hopefully my phone will keep recording. I really need a camera, but it's just not in the budget. Oh, and I wanted to mention something about this one here on the back. Hang on, let me just put this down. So this piece, where it starts, love came down at Christmas. These wings were actually at the top of this, and it said make a wish down here. And I don't know what the deal was, because this is reasonably straight, but the part where it says make a wish looked really crooked. So I just took the piece that had the wings, cut it to size, rounded the corners, and then I put it down, but I only glued here, here, and here. So this is actually a little pocket, but you won't be able to get much in it because it's very flat. But I'm looking for a scrap if I've got one. Here it is. But you might be able to get a little something in there. Okay, so that is front and back. All right, let us set that aside. Now we are gonna, we are gonna punch the holes eventually because we're gonna sew it. So I might as well mark them at least and do that. Pardon me for clearing my throat. It's early on Saturday morning. I'm just up. All right, so these are 2 inches wide, and they're 1.5 inches tall. So this is just like the one we did before. We're going to go up 3/4 of an inch. And again, this is, you can fudge it. You can eyeball it if you want. Like that. And then I'm going to take a straight, actually I'm going to do it this way, piece and just lightly join those 2 lines straighter, something like that. And then it's gonna be covered, so you want to come in 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and that should reasonably spread them out. And then you want to do the same thing down here. Just come up 3/4 and 3/4. I think I'll make a third one. And 3/4, give or take. And you want to come in 1/2, 1, 1.5. Okay. And then I'm just making these a little bigger so I don't get them mixed up with the other marks that I made. Yep. Okay. Pardon me. And for this, you are going to use the small punch on your crocodile if you've got one. If you don't, whatever. I wouldn't use something as big as a full-size office punch. If you can get one with a smaller punch, that would be better. Or maybe just use an awl to punch the hole. And I forgot to show you. I did glue the lining pieces in. Okay, so we've got the holes punched, and our next step is going to be to sew the pages in, but first I have to show you how to make the pages. So let's do that. All right, so what I did last time, I just used plain old copy paper and did a single wrap in a pattern paper in each one. This time what I did, and I've finished 2, I've got one more to do with you. What I did is I took, I'll try to list this in the cutting guide, but I don't want you to follow it exactly. This is what I use because it's what I have. you should use what you have. Don't go running around buying stuff just to do it my way, unless you really want to. So I took 2 sheets each of craft, dark green, and dark red, like a burgundy color, cardstock. And cut, all of these are going to be cut 7 by 10. So I had 2 7 by 10 craft, 2 7 by 10 dark green, and 2 7 by 10 burgundy cardstock. Then I had, for each, I had 6 sheets of, let me think. So I had 6 sheets of copy paper for each. So that's a total of 18 that were, again, 7 by 10. So 18 7 by 10 pieces of copy paper. And then I had 1, I think. Yeah, I had 1 each, so 3 7 by 10 of a piece of paper that I pulled out of a just drew a blank. I am losing my mind. Out of a sketchbook. All right. All right. So from a sketchbook, I just pulled out a sheet. It was a big sketchbook. So I pulled out a sheet and I cut 3 7 by 10 pieces. So now we have 3 pieces of cardstock, 1 craft, 1 burgundy, 1 green for each. And then we had 1 piece of sketch paper and 6 pieces of copy paper. And then I cut 2, so a total of 6, 10 by 7 pattern papers. 1 to be on the cover, like the wrap, and 1 to go inside. So let me show you, these 2 are done, so let me show you. So I had this piece, and then you open it up, there's the craft piece, they're all folded in half. Then there's 2 copy paper, there's the green cardstock, 2 more copy paper. Then here's the next pattern sheet on this one. Here is the piece from the sketchbook. And then here is the burgundy cardstock. And then I have 2 more sheets of copy paper. And that's a full set. And then I have this one. So there's the outside. Here's the craft. I layered them in the same order. You can mix them up. Copy paper, green, copy paper, pattern, sketchbook, burgundy, and copy paper. Now, you could use, like I said, whatever you have. If you have tea-dyed paper, it'd be awesome. I just didn't feel like tea-dyeing any. Avocado dyed, or, well, maybe, yeah, avocado dye would probably go. Yeah, if you've never done avocado dyeing paper, it turns it pink. Coffee dye, dictionary pages if they're big enough, or even if they're smaller. All your pages don't have to be the same size. You can put smaller ones in. So anyway, whatever option you like for that. Now let me show you how to actually do these. Let me set these aside. My goodness, we're getting a thunderstorm. All right, so when you first make them, they're all the same size, 7 by 10. Score at 5, fold them in half, and then you layer them in, right? Which is what I have here. So I have this piece, which is the angels. Now, if you want to get the angels like this, you're going to have to cut them right out of the middle of the sheet, but I was fine with that. Then I have craft, copy paper, green, copy paper, pattern, copy paper, no, sketch paper, burgundy, copy paper. So just like the other ones. But you know, as you add things to the middle, they stick out. And if you want them even, you're going to have to trim. And this is how I do it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty easy and it generally works. So, you're going to need a big paper trimmer for this, or you're going to have to do them one sheet at a time. And part of me is probably going to be off camera. Let me see. I'm trying to find a place where I can do it that seems reasonably straight. Okay. So if you look, the first two sheets are fine. Nothing's sticking out. I don't have to worry about those. And what you can do, let me put them back in, is you can actually take your ruler and measure to see how much things are sticking out and sort of go from there. So I am going to take, those two are fine. And I'm going to take through the green. So I'm going to take this middle part out, and I'm going to take the ones, the two copy papers and the green. Make sure everything's lined up. Put them in here. These are supposed to be 5 inches wide, and they are. So I'm going to put this at the first line before the 5, which is going to be 15/16, and trim that. And you can see it's a bit of a struggle for my paper trimmer, but it does it. Okay, and then put that one in. That's fine. If it sticks out a little, it's fine. If it's in a little, it's fine. So then I'm going to take the next little group, which is going to be, what have I got? Two, I'm drawing a blank here. 2 copy papers, pattern paper, and the sketch paper. So it's kind of a big one, but we'll see how we do. And this one, we did the first one at the, let me get my pointer here. Okay, so we cut the first one here at this first line before the 5. So this one I'm going to go to the full 7/8, 4 7/8. So it's 2 lines back from the 5. Okay, and then we're going to put those in the book. And it's pretty good, right? Okay. And then we've got the last set, and I'm going to take these to the 3rd line. And actually, with this, I have found that it's generally almost have to go to 4 3/4. So I may go somewhere between 4 3/4 and this next line up. We'll see. Because if it's, you want to be pulling this towards you, by the way, when you're doing something this thick. We'll see how that goes. And if it's too short, it's fine. Because who's going to know it's too short? You. If it sticks in a little, that's fine. I'd rather have it sticking in a little than sticking out. All right. I think that looks pretty good. And let me get rid of all these little pennies. And I am thinking that I might do some gold on the edges of these as well. I think that would look cool. Let's do it with one, see how we like it. You can see this is, and this will be dry because it's from last night. Let me just, it's my little scrap. And you don't need as much as you think. That's why I have so much left on this, because I squeezed out too much. You can always squeeze more out. Because this stuff's not cheap. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's not cheap either. I think this was about $9. Okay, so I'm going to leave this together. I dip my finger. This stuff's really soft and creamy when you first squeeze it out. And I'm just going to kind of go along the top edge like that. And you won't get all of the pages, but you'll get some. And then I'm going to go a little more to the front here and be a little messy with it so it shows more on this cover page, just along the top there. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom, probably off camera. See, this is not meant to be, you know, fine book binding here. We're just adding a little something. And okay, got quite a bit in that corner. And when you first put it down, you can wipe a little of it off, but once it's down, it's pretty well down. And I'm going to go along the spine. Okay, and then we're going to go along this outer edge. And I'm just going to turn it around and do the back. And then I'm just going in and making sure that if I got any sort of clumps that I knock them down. Okay, and then I can go back in and add more if I want on the inside. Okay, so that's one set. Let's do the other two. Checking, we're still recording. Good. Okay, so we have all our elements, except for the outside covers, but that's okay. I mean, the little pieces that go here. Now, last time I followed the tutorial, and we ended up with knots on the outside, which made it really hard to get these little cover pieces on. So this time we're going to do the knots on the inside. And I use this little bookbinding kit from Amazon. It was less than $20. Came with everything I needed. I have it linked down below. However, you do not have to use it. You can use, just any needle thread combination, as long as it's a good strong thread. And some binder clips are definitely helpful. So let me get those. Okay. And pages. Let's see. I think this is the order I'm going in. Let me see. Or do I want to do them with the bluer one in the middle? 2, 3. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay. Okay. We are going to sew these in, and I'm actually making an edit here because I made a mistake, which I'll show you. It's not a big deal. You will not make the same mistake. So I've got a 7 by 10 piece of just copy paper, folded in half, and this is actually where I made my mistake, so I'll point it out. So you want to line this up. This is 7 inches tall, the inner piece, so you can line it up with that, and put it up against your the holes that you just punched, and mark those right on the edge. And here's where I made a mistake. I'm so used to doing a 3-hole punch that I made a mark in the middle, which I did not need, and I ended up with an extra hole. So you've got your 2 marks, okay? Fold it the other way. So now the marks are on the inside. And I'll make them bigger so you can see them. Just like that, okay? Then you're going to take your piece, and I'm going to use this one because I already did that one, and find the center piece. Oops. Why is that cut like that? That's so strange. Hang on, I have no idea why that's like that. I need another piece for there. Hang on. That was weird. Oh, you know what? I think I know what I did. But let me replace that piece. When I was trimming those to fit, I must have had the fold to the outside. Okay, put that one in. Okay, now, and it's sticking out a little much. Hang on. I may need to trim it down. Yeah. Take your template that you just made with the dots, put it inside. And it's going to stick out because we didn't trim it down, but that's fine. Okay. Then we are going to, and actually, you know what I think I'll do but this beforehand, is get these all lined up the way you want them. And use binder clips. You don't have to, but this is going to make your life much easier if you do. And I use a bookbinding kit that I got on Amazon for less than 20 bucks, and it came with the binder clips, the threads, the needles, everything. And I've had it for quite a while. So, okay, now you're going to place this piece inside. You're going to take your awl. Make sure everything's still lined up, top to bottom. And you're going to punch right through all of your layers and out the spine. Just like that. And then you're going to repeat it at the other one. And I accidentally made 3 holes in my first one because I'm so used to doing a 3-hole sew. I was really tempted to do one on this, but the 2 holes seem to work, so okay. So I've got 2 of those punched, and now I can take this. Actually, yeah, I'll take that off, and I'm going to do the last one. I'm just going to put this to the inside. Actually, let me do my clips. I have gold, I think, all over my hands from that wax, but that's okay. And we're going to put that in, line it up, and punch. And you want to keep it folded a bit like I'm doing, because if you lay it flat, it probably won't go in the right spot. Okay, so now we've got 3 of these. Let's start with this one. All right, and here's my awl. Your awl, if you've got the one I do, comes with a safety shield. I think they all do. Put it on when you're done. They are extremely sharp. You do not want to be risking hurting yourself. So cut a length of string, about 3 lengths of the book. This is a waxed linen thread, but you can use any kind of strong thread or cord. Now, on the original, I followed the original tutorial, and you ended up with knots on the outside, which I didn't like. That was the main thing I didn't like about it. So we're going to go from the inside. So you want to insert your thread through the hole, leave yourself a tail. This is the back one we're doing. We're starting on the right side. So in the bottom hole, then back in the top hole from the outside. Okay, and then you're going to go back through the spine, through the hole you punched. Now I can't see a thing. I don't know if you can tell, the sun is just pouring in the window off to my side here. Now that the rainstorm has passed. Actually, I think it's still raining, but the sun is out. And in. Okay. And now, here's where things get. You need this to be very tight. Okay, make sure it's right up against, but try not to tear the book in the process. So make sure everything is right up against that spine and pull your threads really, really tight. And I think this is why she did it from the outside, so she could pull it super tight without risk of tearing the pages. So I'd rather have a little bit of tear in my paper than my pages than have my pages loose. Okay, that is good. And I'm leaving those tails for now. Okay, there we go. Make sure you do everything right side up at this point. It would be really sad if you had to tear it out because you did it upside down, which I have not done, but I would not be at all surprised if I did at some point. Okay, and I am going to add a clip here just to hold everything in place. And let's get some thread. And that is 1, 2, 3-ish. And I'm using kind of a neutral color thread, but you could use a bright thread if you wanted. Okay, so same thing. We're going to go out here, pull it through, leave myself a tail. Now we're on the middle one, go out that middle hole, in the center top hole, and then in the top hole. And again, everything tight, tight, tight. Okay. Now, when you do this, you know how you tie a knot, you just loop it around once? If you loop it around twice, at that point, it's much less likely to slip out on you when you're trying to tie your knot. And just pulling that up so it's more to the middle. And tie. Tight. That seems pretty good. Let's get these off. Put that to the bottom. Oops, there we go. That's good. That's nice and tight. Okay. And this is the one where I accidentally put 3 holes in it. So I've got a hole in the middle, but hopefully the knot will hide that. So again, I'm lining everything up. Adding my clips. And my holes are already there, so these are just to try to keep those holes aligned to make it easier to get the needle through. Okay. Needle, thread. Making sure it's right side up. Okay, so through that bottom hole, leave myself a tail, through the bottom hole in the spine. Thanks, come back. Okay. And then back through the hole here on the outside. And through here. Yikes, okay, what's going on there? Oh my goodness, I poked a hole somewhere I didn't want to. What is going on with this one? Hang on. Maybe it wasn't lined up when I put my binder clip on. There we go. Okay. Same thing. Make sure it is nice and tight into the book. Wrap twice. Pull it really tight. Here. Okay. Good. Well, that was an adventure. Okay. That looks really good. Okay, now you've got these tails. You can cut them off if you want. You could, if you know you're going to display the book like this on its back, you could tie little charms to these. So I'm just going to leave mine for the moment. And now we need to hide these. And so we've had these little pieces all along. Oh, let me put my thread away so I don't lose it. And my clips. Okay, so now we have these. These are 1 3/8 by 2. And you know what? I should have put gold on these before I wash my hands, but that's all right. I'll just do it again. We just need to mat these. We do not need to wrap them. So I'm going to mat them, you know, with exact size. For heaven's sakes. All right. So I need 3 pieces, 1 3/8 by 2, to go on the outside of this spine. Okay. So I just cut a 2-inch strip and then cut 2, 2, 2. So they'll be continuous. You don't have to, but that's how I did it. And I am not inking these because I am going to come through and add some of that gold. And that will do the same thing. Okay, like that. And then we just glue these. But first I'm going to put the gold. But we're going to glue these like that. So let me go ahead and add the gold, which I'm going to get my hands a mess again. And let's grab a scrap of paper to put it on. I love this stuff. I have a feeling I'm going to be using it frequently. And there's probably a tool to do this, but I just found the control that I had with my finger was the best. And I'm just putting it right on the edge of the chipboard as well as the, mat, so it looks inked. Now we are going to glue these onto the spine. And Jolly is coming to help. Where are you going, baby? No. I don't want you to go over there because I have the laptop over there. Yeah, no. I don't want her to step on something and stop the audio recording. Okay, good girl. I wonder if I should use a thicker glue like a Fabri-Tac for this, because it's got to go over that. Well, that thread is pretty flat now that I have the knots on the inside. Okay. Center that and get it reasonably straight. Okay. Oops. Yeah, that's the next one. And I want to get this lined up side to side. As close as I can to match that top one. And once they're on, I have to press it really hard against my board. It's shifted on me. Yeah, that is not. Alright, I'm going to pull these off. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because I think they would eventually grab on, but I'm not liking the way they're going. Could use double-sided tape, but I think glue is the way to go here. You could use a hot glue gun, but I don't really trust hot glue to be very permanent. So let's try this again. Okay. I may just put these on and walk away for a little while, let them dry. Is probably way more glue than I need. Just going to try and spread that out so I don't get seepage. Okay. Just checking. Get some weight on them. That's better. Okay, yeah, Fabri-Tac's the way to go with those. Perfect. Okay. And in case you're wondering, I transfer my glues from their original bottles into these squeeze bottles that are for icing. And then the caps are knitting needle protectors. It's working out really well for me. I've got those linked down below if you're interested. Now these, if you see, they're lifting up a little in a couple places, but I think what I'm going to do is let them fully dry. I think I'll stand it up on its spine if I can. Let them fully dry, and then once they're fully dried, I will come back and just tuck a little extra glue in there if they need it. I'm just going to stand it up like that with a couple bottles and let it do its thing. Okay. I will be back when this is dry, and I'm going to leave it for a while, a good hour. Okay, I'll be back. I am back. It has dried, and we are going to move on. As you can see, I have a little piece there. I just want to kind of work from sort of front to back. I had a piece in that. I don't know what I did with it. To see what we want to do. I know I want to add, here it is, a little tuck spot here. So I went through and pulled out my scraps, and I had this, which I fussy cut, but I feel like it's a little small. I had this piece, but that's too big, but I could cut it into smaller pieces. But we do have this piece, and I'm wondering if I could add part of this to that just to give it a little more heft. So I think I'm going to fussy cut that, if I can find my scissors. Okay, now, so we have, I think what I almost need to do is just put this one on top of this one and cut these a little bit. Maybe at an angle. I think maybe something like that. I just want to give this a little bit more height to hold things. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of trim away this bottom part and this side. Let's see how that goes. Have it like that. I think I want that a little further over, like there. Well, I might as well put it where I'm actually going to put it. All right, so I just need to trim that. Like that. Let's grab one of these cut parts. Let's see. Yeah, I think that would, even if I pull that over to the side a little more, I think that would work. Okay. So before I do anything and lose it, I'm just gonna glue these two together with just a dollop of glue. So they're where I want them. Oh, that was way more glue than I realized. Some seeping. Okay. And I think I'm just going to use a little bit of ink to get rid of the white. I'm not going to use any gold on this one, I don't think. Okay. Put that away. Okay. That like that. Okay, so I need to add a little bit more glue here. Oh, okay, hang on. I've got way too much glue seeping out of there. I wasn't paying attention. I was holding the glue bottle upside down. Okay. And I'm putting this up a little and in a little. Not right on the edge. That way we pick up a little bit of the gold that we put down. Okay, so there's a little tuck spot there, and it echoes that and that. And then, now we don't want to put any of this stuff on every single page because, you know, it's meant to be a memory book to put your own stuff in. But do remember this collection has numbers. So if you're going to use this as a December daily, you'll have all the numbers you need. However, I don't like when I'm doing it that way. That is oozing. I don't like putting them in ahead of time because you don't really know how many pages you're going to need for any given day when you're doing a December daily. I prefer to add them as I go. Okay, so what I have here, when I cut these pages, I used 12 by 12 cardstock, so I ended up with 5-inch wide strips. So I cut this piece 5 inches, it was already 5 inches, by 3 inches. I scored the bottom at my usual 1/2 inch, but I did this side at 3/8 just to give myself a little more width, and added tape. This is 1/4 inch tape, this is 3/8 inch tape, so that I had a tab on the outer edge and a tab on the bottom, but not on this corner, because I'm trying to reduce bulk. And then I I used a roll of tape and laid it on there and traced a curve, and I'm going to cut that curve. So that's going to go like that. So before I do that, I want to use this piece to trace my mat for this. And I've got lots of scraps, so I'm just going to pick something over here. It's right going by a piece of white, so it doesn't really matter. I have these angels. How adorable is that? Okay, so we're going to use that. And this is going to be 2 1/2 because I cut it 3, right? All right, so 2 3/8. And this is fine. I just need to trim a little bit off. And the finished width is 4 5/8. You can see. I'm going to move all that because I'm working off to the side because I've got the book in the middle. Okay, so that's going to go there, and I just need to trace that curve. And looks like I missed a little up there. Let's trim that. honestly just eyeballing quite a bit of this. That looks good. And this looks a little sharp where this curve starts, so I'm just gonna take a tiny bit off. There we go. Cute. And I could use gold, but I'm gonna use just the regular, I don't know, whatever this was that was on my desk, vintage photo. And let's put that in. It's going to go here. Thanks. Put that down before I intended to. That's okay. It's in a little bit than where it should be, but that's cute. Okay. And we might as well mat that, huh? I've got this. It's pretty close to that, though. Oh, I've got these trees. Yeah, let's use that. I'm just grabbing whatever scraps are handy. So this needs to be, of course I put that pocket in a little far, so it's going to be a little narrower than otherwise. Let's start at 4 5/8 by, and this should be 6 7/8. Is going to be fine. That is really cute. I don't know if we want to put the angel in there since we have an angel already. We'll play around. We have lots of things we can put in this. There's a lot of cut aparts in this collection. Let me stick that in there for the moment. Okay. Now, I haven't decided if I want to do any full mats just on the outside of some of this cardstock. Because I don't have that much paper left, but I do have enough to do another little thing, but we'll see. Okay, so we did a pocket there, and this is moving. I feel like this is not tight enough. Did it loosen on me? It's not bad. I think it's just the nature of the beast. Let's do one pocket like this in each section. Maybe not all on the same though. Maybe in the next section we'll do it on the burgundy. And should we do this one on the outside? And I think we'll do it on the inside. Not that it matters that much, but okay, so let me cut a burgundy one. Half, and then we're going to do the same on the outside, so 3/8. And then I just used this and eyeballed it, and it's not right next to the other one, so it's no big deal if it's not exactly the same. I just put it so that it's right on the edge here, right on the edge here. I'm on the inside. Draw my circle. Cut. Okay, and this is going to go here. That everything has a little bit of gold on it just from being on the mat and stuff where everything was wet. Okay, let me pick something for that. That's good. And let me trace. I'm thinking, because this is on that burgundy, it might look really pretty with a gold edge. So let's do that. Just grabbing a scrap. I know this is kind of a pain because you get your hands all dirty, but more than I wanted. Okay, I think that looks good. That over there where I will no doubt stick something in it, but that way I'm not wasting it. Rather than getting up and washing my hands, I'm just going to grab a wet baby wipe and wipe them off. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Hang on. My timer's going off on my oven. That's my bread for the week. I'll be right back. Okay. Now at this point, everything is voluntary. I mean, well, the whole thing is voluntary. Do whatever you want. But I'm just embellishing at this point. Perfect. Okay, now let me cut that. On this one, let me get my ruler. And cut this one a little bit wider since I didn't drop the pocket early. I'm going to do 4.5 by 6 7/8. It's cutting it. I was wondering if this side would look better. Kind of like that. I mean, it's got some horizontal text, but actually I think it would have to go that way. It says Christmas. I'm kind of good with that. I think I'm going to put it this way. And this way's nice, but it's a little plain. I'll go this way, and I'm just going to use regular ink instead of the gold. We have plenty of things to put in these. I'm just grabbing things kind of at random that look good. Just tuck that for the moment. Okay, and so then in the third one, we could do the same thing, but how about to the back? Maybe put one here. Okay, so let me put a little weight there. And cut one out of the craft, and I think, if I remember rightly, the craft ones, how wide are they? They're fine. Making such a mess. I have so much stuff out. I don't care. I'm having fun. This thing is so much fun to make. Okay. Oops. Hang on. This one I'm putting, putting it here, so that's fine. 3/8 here. No, I should have done it the other way. Doesn't matter, I'm cutting that off, so that's fine. Because I want this on this side, so that'll get cut off, mostly. I knew I was doing something not quite right there. Okay, and take our tape, do the same thing again. Okay, I've still got a crease there, but the mat will cover it. All right, let's see. I think on this one, I'm running out of things to use, so I think we're going to use that for the liner. We have plenty of things for the pockets. I just didn't have too many tall, wide ones. Right. Okay. And I've got that gold out. I might as well use it. Kind of going a little heavy with the gold, especially up here, because I like the way it looks. Okay, there we go. Put that over there, and grab wet baby wipe to clean my hands. This is going to go here. And now I need to cut this piece. And if you remember, we trimmed all these to get them to fit, you know, so there was no overhang. So each one may be slightly different in width. That's why I'm measuring them all. Stuck him in there. Okay. So then, these are all so white. I almost feel like going through and putting a whole lot of ink on all of them. Let me just, they've got some gold already on the edges. I'm just putting some on this one just to see what I think. Yeah, I may come through and do that. Just not really inking so much as just toning down the white. I don't need to do that on camera though. Let's see. So here, what do we want here? Oh, I had something in mind, but I may have already used actually the paper that I was going to use. I did use that paper for something else. I'm rethinking. These are too big. We might use one cut, but they're too big to use whole. But we do have circles. The only thing is, these circles look best if you cut them out with your Sizzix, you know, or some other die cutting machine. If you cut them by hand, you almost always get them wonky. But the only reason I'm dithering is I'm not sure where my circles are. Hang on. They were right where I thought they were. I don't know why I said I didn't know where they were. So what I'm thinking is this one here. You know, to match the tree situation. All right, let me cut that. I'll be right back. Okay. And all right, so I'm thinking for this one, maybe this corner. Yeah, the outer corner, and I'm gonna do the gold. Okay. And so I just want to glue the lower quarter. So I'm just kind of putting my fingers where I'm thinking. I want glue. Cute. Rubbed a little of gold off, I think. All right, let me put that there. Okay. Again, we're just gonna grab a little something. Okay. I thought I had something tucked in there. Must have fallen out. Use you. Okay. Let me. All right. I am gonna stop for a bit. What time is it? I need to have some lunch. I'm gonna stop and have lunch and come back and finish up. I think we're about finished. I just want to pull out all the cut aparts from the collection and see where they might go and where I might put other tuck spots and things. So I will be back in a few minutes. I think this is going to be one long video. Okay, be right back. I am back. And let's keep going. Okay, so there's a cutout sheet, and it has this envelope on it, which I cut out, and it has these little cards, which I think actually go in that envelope, and a tag. So I cut those out. There's a whole sheet of tags. I didn't cut that out. I just wanted to have a few things to do. All right, so let me show you what I have done. I've gone through, and for each color, I cut one pocket. So in this first section, it's going to be this burgundy color. And the pockets I cut 8 by 4.5. And if you started with 12 by 12 cardstock, you should still have a piece left of scrap that you can use to cut these for each color. And then I cut mats. So these are going to be pockets. Score one long side, both short sides. Add tape, cut out your corners, usual. And I also went through, I think you can probably see, and inked all of the white copy paper. It's just, it was too white for me. I literally just had this tool in my hands and now I don't see it. Okay, whatever. There's so much more embellishment that could be done on this. All right, let's see, this is going there. But I really want to get it done. So, hang on. It has text on it. Okay, goes that way. And I also feel like if I put too much embellishment, especially on the inside, that limits the actual use of the book, and this is supposed to be useful. One thing I thought about doing, and then I ended up not doing it, I could maybe do it on one just to show it to you, how to do it if you decide you want to do it, is maybe stencil. I have a ton of Christmas stencils. Maybe I'll just do it on like one page. Okay. So this is, now you can put these wherever you want. I've got this on the second, I guess it's the second burgundy page in the front section. And I'm going to put it about there. It looks a little wide to me. No, it doesn't. It's fine. Okay. And as usual, I am not going to put this all the way down into the spine. I'll leave a little gap. And I cannot see at all, but I think I got it where I wanted it. Okay, so now we have a pocket there, and it doesn't really need a lining piece. It's pretty narrow. So I don't think I'm going to, but you can if you want. And then in the middle section, right here, this is the very center of the book. I thought I would put this envelope, I'm just tucking it in. I'm looking for the, oh, there they are up there. Okay, so I am just going to quickly, I'm going to put, this is to the inside, so I don't know why I'm fussing with it. A little bit of ink to get rid of the white. And after it's done, I might put some gold. Okay, so I'm going to put this piece up and then these two pieces over it. And I think the easiest, whoa. Fireworks. Okay, like that. And what I was thinking is just tuck it under the string if it'll fit. Just barely fits. Okay, so that can go there. And the only thing is, now that I put it in, I think I prefer to have it this way. There. Cute. Okay. And you can do that on all the other strings as well if you want. You could put anything. Okay, so there's that. Okay, here's the green one, which I'm going to put here. Okay, there's another one done, and then the last one is back here somewhere. Or was that the last one? Did we, wait a minute, did we skip one? That's the green one. Oh, here it is. I was gonna say, I know there's another one, and I haven't decided which side of this paper, but I'm leaning towards this side. And that is going there. Put that there as a bookmark. So as you can see, I have one red pocket, one green pocket, and one craft pocket. And you don't have to use, you know, the same colors as me. I'm just trying to give you some ideas. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but that gold looks really good on the pages where it is. I just didn't want to put it on like every single page, then it would have been too much. Okay. My watch would like me to breathe. Okay, there we go. That, I think, oh, I was going to show you how to stencil. Let me grab a stencil. I have all these Christmas stencils I got on Amazon. If I remember, I'll link them. So I'm just going to find something kind of... Maybe one of these ornaments. This one's kind of pretty. Okay, let's do that. Just so I can show you if you want to do it. Because these are really cheap. Oh, that one's pretty. Okay, hang on. Maybe we'll do that. So I need to find a plain page here. Okay, and let me grab washi. I think I'll put it down here. And I think I'll put one on the bottom. Now you can do this with a stiff brush if you have one. I'm going to use that gold, so I think I may just use my finger. I think I'll need more of them. Sure, this is dry by now. Yeah. Okay, where's my tube? There it is. You could use paint. You could use your distress inks. You know, whatever you like. You don't want it to be too much on your finger when you start. You know, get a feel for how much it's going to take. And I'm just kind of keeping my hand flat, pressing so that the wax. This is wax that I'm using. Goes through the stencil. And I need a little bit more. This definitely takes quite a bit. Okay, I think that's going to be pretty good. Hands are a mess. Okay. So make sure my hands aren't wet. Now, we need to let this dry before this page closes on it, or it'll smudge. Pretty. Okay. I think I missed a couple spots, but that's okay. So what I am going to do, I need things that are not going to run into that tree. There we go. That'll keep it open. Okay. I am going to let this dry and then just come back and show you everything. I mean, you've already seen it. We've done it. But once this is dry, I'll show you that and I will film the walkthrough. So we're just about done. Thanks so much, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, fourth time I'm trying to record this. My camera my phone keeps turning off, and now it's telling me I need repairs, but I don't want to get a new phone. Okay, so we did this. It's dry. Everything's done, and I just wanted to close out the video. So thank you so much for joining me in making this. I hope you have a good time making it. I did. It's a lot of fun. It'll make a great December daily. There's tons of room for it. And I guess that's it. I will see you next time and we'll make something else. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.